On a whim, he painted a streetlight red and actually stopped a train. The boy was about to embark on the first journey of his life, but the guard spotted him before he could even get on the train. There was no time to escape, so he got under the train. At that moment, the train started. Luckily, the boy was able to avoid the wheels. The guards didn't let him go. Paul ran to the conveyor belt, activated the switch, slid up the tracks and jumped into the cargo box. The train wound its way around the mountains through rows and rows of greasy pine trees. As it was his first time away from home, he knew he needed to practice some self-defense. Soon the train reaches its next stop, but the guards are waiting. They searched from compartment to compartment for Paul, but it was clear that they had underestimated the boy's resourcefulness. He was always on the verge of being discovered. There's movement in the train's caravan. The guards look in through the window, but there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. It turned out Paul had become a family of 3 with the billboard. He must have been in a state of panic. Luckily, the train whistle blew and the guard got out of the car without looking too closely. Paul continued his journey. The caravan had a big comfortable bed, but the food was moldy. When he was hungry, he missed his family. In fact, he didn't run away because he had a problem with his family. He ran away because he wanted to win a prize. At only 10 years old, Paul was already a genius. While children of his age were still learning multiplication, he was already working on physics problems like fluid dynamics. But his teachers didn't understand him, and in front of everyone, they called him an egomaniac. In a fit of anger, he snuck into a university classroom. That's where he heard the professor discussing perpetual motion machines, so Paul built it on a whim. Soon the invention won him the Baird Prize and he was invited to Washington, D.C., to give an acceptance speech. Paul told his sister about it, but she always pushed him away because she thought everyone in his family was crazy. Because Dad was a born and bred Western cowboy who spent his days riding horses and herding sheep or watching black and white TV in a room full of antiques. So his first reaction to Paul's award was one of indifference. And the mother is even worse. She's a biologist who works with bugs every day and is completely out of touch with society and has a mantra on her lips. It's as if the family didn't even realize that Paul was an inventor. He was so depressed. He had the urge to go to Washington to collect his award. Maybe it was the only way to get his parents' attention. It's 3,000 kilometers from Montana to Washington, D.C., so he planned his route, packed all his bags. The next morning, the journey began.